With that being said, the Georgies took a minute. It literally came down 15-14 on pretty much every scorecard. But the first ever UK champion of Premier Battles representing Shark City from London. Make some noise for Rivers.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Trubs, and you're locked into the Wiretap. And on the line, I got a very, very special guest who, in my opinion, was Battler of the Year last year. He also, to me, is one of the most professional battlers we have in the country. I mean, he always comes with 3 rounds, always puts on the show. And more importantly, he's one of the only battlers in the country who takes this sport very, very serious in it. And this is a sport where a lot of us invest a lot of time, some of us money. So for this battler to invest, to take this so serious and you know, always puts on the show no matter what the opponent is, we gotta commend him in it. So on the line we have Rivers. What's going on, my bro?
Good, sir. Good, sir. Hay fever 3-0 me out here, but I'm good still.
Yeah, you're getting 3-0'd. Yeah,
Get 3-0'd, fam.
Yeah. So yeah, my bro, there's been a lot of speculation on your name. You know, a lot of people talking about Rivers left Premier Battles, left forfeited the title. There's been a lot of speculation right now. A lot of people want to hear your side of the story. They ain't heard it yet, but you know, how you been? You've been hibernating. You kind of been quiet, taking a back seat. I don't know if you've been watching what's going on. Like, what's your take on everyone's reaction to all of the palaver?
Well, first and foremost, I haven't really even seen everybody's reaction, to be honest. Like, I haven't been able to go online or in no forums because I'm not really in no forums, really, to you. So I haven't seen it. I've seen 1 or 2 posts and 1 or 2 comments and that, but it's nothing that I don't expect or that I'm not already used to from back in the day. It kind of just reminds me of the good old days, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. And you know, fans always have their opinions and it's just forums in it, which I always feel like battlers shouldn't be. I mean, fans shouldn't be so shouldn't have that easy access to the battlers. I think that's too much easy access in there, and battles get easily drawn out. And the forum is cool; it generates battles and all of that. But I think there's an easy access there. Like, I see battlers arguing with fans, and to me, I'm like, really, every fan likes this sport for different reasons. In it, some people like jokes. That's just what they like. No matter what you do, if you don't do jokes, that's not what they're gonna like in it. No matter what you say online, no matter how long you're arguing for, that's it in it. Some people like bars, some people like disrespect. Like, people watch battle rap for different reasons. So all these battlers going back and forth with fans, to me, I will never understand in it. But what's your take on that? What's your take on the forum and on the fans drawing out, getting battlers drawn out and all of that? Like, what's your take on that?
I think it's dangerous because when you do like competitive sports and, like, you know, people become fans of you and, you know, they feel like they kind of know you to a certain aspect. But when you do competitive sports, people forget that outside of this competitive sport, you're actually like a human being. Like, you're a man or a woman or whatever you are. And it's like, for example, battle rap is the only kind of sport where, because of the nature of your sport, a fan can feel cool with disrespecting you because they watched you disrespect somebody else. They can feel like it doesn't matter for them. They don't have to feel like they can't because this is what you do. Like, they can justify feeling like they can say anything to you because they've watched you talk as if you're not doing this in a professional manner. Like when you have arguments with people, there's not a crowd around more time. It's just you and them in real life.
Yeah, you have
Exactly.
thick skin in the ring, so you must have thick skin 24/7 in it. Like
This is
that's
it.
their perspective in it.
That's it. That's it. As if to say, this isn't a performance. Like I've literally been prepping these bars. Apart from one or two rebuttals and freestyles here and there, I've been prepping these bars. That's why I
Yeah.
come in here and I perform it like this for this crowd.
And you're also mentally prepared to hear anything from
Anything
your
that I'm
opponent.
supposed to hear from this guy,
You
because this is the nature of what I'm doing right now.
you're
Just like
mentally prepared for that.
like a boxer, just like a boxer will go into the ring. He knows the other guy's gonna punch him sooner or later. You know,
Yeah.
like that. He knows he's gonna get hit with something, and he's not gonna get mad about that because he knows, okay, cool, this is the nature of the sport. But if that boxer's minding his own business online and someone punches him, he's not going to appreciate that. He's going to be thinking, okay, I'm a boxer. Because I'm a boxer doesn't mean that I'm just here to take punches from anyone that feels like they can throw it. Why can't that person get into the sport, build
Yeah.
themselves up, get to the point where they want to say that thing to them and then say it? Why not?
Yeah.
Because forums legitimize the idea of saying what you want to say to a battle rapper, because battle rappers are so accessible. They're right here for you to talk to. And
Yeah.
if you watch them, you could watch O'Shea disrespect someone and then go online and O'Shea says something you don't like. And be like, shut up, O'Shea, man. Dickhead. He's such a mug. Him and this and that happened with Flossie the other day. Whatnot, whatnot. Because you know and you're privy to the life that he's living and all this type of stuff. Like, I'm just using O'Shea as an example. But what I'm saying is, when you're very accessible to fans and that, all of a sudden they feel like you can say what they want.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the case. But I just feel like battle rappers, on the other hand, as well, they shouldn't express too much of their rate. Like someone like, you know, the battle rapper called the Saurus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen how he interacts with people online?
Not really. Not really. I'm not really a fan of him or not. A lot of people are, he's a legend. I'm not really a fan of him, to be honest.
Yeah, well, some people consider him a legend, but it's mad. Like it's like some people can get away with saying what they want to fans and disrespect. Be shut the fuck up, you faggot. Go kill yourself. Rare, rare, rare. It's like
Right.
it's I don't know. It's unnecessary, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than that, don't connect with these fans. Put yourself in your own kind of place, your own forum. This is a public forum. Put yourself in your own private little forum to where people that actually like you can come in there. Then you don't have to deal with that. One or two trolls might slip through, but you get rid of them. No long thing in it. But when you're in these forums where there's a culture of trolling online. Culture of trolling. It's a culture of finding that one person that we don't like and then everybody jumps on them. There's a culture of that online.
Yeah.
So
And it's the
a lot of
norm.
times-
It's the norm. The trolling is the norm. It's mad that on whatever post you see on the forums, there's always someone that's gonna troll in it. Is the norm. It's the norm.
Yeah.
So
Like, for example, in the situation, who do we like? Who don't we like? So, say, for example, I haven't been online, but I could imagine in this situation, you got Briggsy, who I was about to battle, then you got Shotty, who owns the league, then you got Tox. When it comes to like who the villain is in this situation, the villain is going to be me, because the fans are going to say, hey, Rivers never turned up because whatever you like. It's crazy because you've heard all three of my rounds in it, but they'll say that I weren't prepped and all this type of stuff.
yeah.
Cool. Or they'll say Rivers is like a diva or some shit like this, or Rivers is acting up, or like why is Rivers crying over? Why is Rivers upset about the fact that Briggsy showed his bars to Tox? That's nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone does that. Why is he acting like he wouldn't show his bars to someone else? Rare, rare. What's his problem with that? So when it comes down to the popularity level in battle rap, this is where some people are excused for certain things and some people aren't.
Yeah. All right. Since you mentioned it, I might as well just get into it. So, boom, everyone's talking about Rivers left Premier Battles. He forfeited the title that pretty much 95, maybe even more % of the battlers in the country want. That's the title that a lot of people want and are battling for. and you won the title. You said, you know what, you had whatever issue you had with Premier Battles. You said, I'm giving this back. We're gonna part ways. I wish you the best. Thank you for the opportunity. And again, this interview is no bashing on Premier Battles. At the end of the day, they the league in the forefront of the UK scene. So which kind of makes this interview even more important. Like everyone's actually wondering what makes you, because not anyone can just get into Premier Battles. You got in, you won the title, and everyone is just shocked that you decided to part ways with the main league in the country right now. So what led to that decision in it? Like what made you think, okay, this is what I'm gonna do in it?
Well, for me, it was the straw that broke the camel's back situation, innit?
Right.
Because you gotta think, for like the outside looking in, it's like, okay, an isolated incident happened, and Rivers was so upset with it that he bounced. When for me, it was more an accumulation of things. Like there's, like for me, I let a lot of things brush off my shoulder in order to just keep things moving in my own mind for the team, whatever, innit? But like that was a whole year of one thing after the other after the other. And even within that one thing after the other in season one, there were still moments in there that I appreciate, that I thought, nah, they got this right. This was cool. You understand? This works for me. And it's the reason why I would say, you know what, I'm going forward here. I'm not going to watch the things that have gone on in the past. I'm going to move forward in it.
Right.
And then other things have happened. So for me, it's an accumulation of things that kind of ended in the idea of me seeing a level of what I thought was disloyalty in terms of this team-based situation that we have. And for me, like if I'm put in a team-based situation and I'm given, like from the beginning, we can start from the beginning.
Yeah, that's because if you say it's a straw that broke the camel's back, then it's a chain of events in it. So let's start from the beginning. So obviously, you join Premier Battles, you join Glory, a team that has Tony D as a manager, Gemini, Locksmith. So everyone's like, "Raw, it's a London team. Rivers is on it." Like take it from there. Like what happens from there? What started bothering you from there?
Obviously, I joined. I'm joining this team. This team looking like a fucking superstar team, and I've been brought in it. I appreciate the fact that I've been chosen, because we're talking about maybe the top name that the country's seen in battle rap ever in Shorty Horror.
Just Gemini and Tony D in the same team was like, whoa.
Yeah. And I felt like people didn't really respect me up on Tony D and Gemini's levels, but I felt like outside of that, having them two on the team and me on the team meant that we could literally be murdering shit every single match day, innit?
Right.
That's how I was looking at it. Like I was really looking at it like, if we're put in this team and we're doing this team thing, I'm gonna really try and make sure that we, as a team, we're winning and we're taking these guys out, and that we've got Gemini and Tony D, but wasn't to be. Wasn't to be.
Yeah.
So to be. So for me, the first match day, I'm looking at the lineup and I'm getting unanimous for this, and I'm thinking, wow, okay.
The UK vet.
UK veteran. Like he's one of them dudes. When we're talking about UK wise, he's actually one of them dudes, and he's done a lot. He's been in front of a lot. He's got a certain kind of style where no matter who he battles, he's going to give them a hard time because of the kind of force and the weight of his delivery in terms of what he's got. As I was saying before, I don't see him as like a guy who's bar heavy, but I'll say he's a guy who's more lyrical. So he's like the style of how he gets his lyrics off, or his rhymes together, his flows and all this type of stuff, his delivery or whatever, innit?
Right.
Wordplay and all that. So I felt like, that's a good look. If you man are saying, raw, we want to see Rivers versus him, I'm not looking at it like, raw, this is like a disrespect. I'm looking at it like, raw, you lot have given me the best name you can.
Yeah.
Fine.
And you got to shout out to Yunnan, because he could have basically acted like a diva and be like, I don't want to battle Rivers. Like, he ain't done enough.
Again, this is kind of that battle rap attitude that exists in all sides of the culture where people will do one or two things more than another person and feel like, raw, why would I lower my
Yeah.
level about this person who clearly is capable of, like, think about it like this. What do we want from battlers? We want them to come in with 3 rounds solidly, give a great performance, you know. We want them to entertain, we want them to have some good bars or whatever in it.
Yep.
That's what we want. Because a man can do that, yeah, he should be able to get in the ring with anyone else that can do that for me. But then people will say, because a man hasn't done such and such with those skills, I can't really put him against him who's done this and this with those skills. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
are we meant to make anyone stop, bro? We're taking long. Like, we'll have a guy that's getting 1 million views over here and won't put him against someone that's getting 300 views because that nigga's only getting 300 views. These time, them together could be a crazy battle. And this 300 view guy could be also a 1 million view person tomorrow. And
Yep.
now they're both in 1 million views.
And I think that's one
So,
of the reasons battle rap kind of got stagnant, because a lot of people start acting like divas, because at the end of the day, every is a tier thing, innit? So if it's a tier thing, there's a low tier, there's a mid tier, there's a top tier. Well, not even. I think there's another tier above the mid tier, to be honest. But whatever in it. So if a mid tier battler battles a top tier and he does good, he starts kind of starting to get into the top tier conversation once he does it 2-3 times. So why once he gets there, he no longer wants to do the same to the mid tier battler? I don't get it. I generally don't get it in it, like, because at the end of the day, you're stopping the growth of battle rap. Because that's what makes battle rap move forward. You stopping the growth. You got the shot. You got there. You scared to pass down the torch because you scared to get your stock level down. That's all it goes down to.
your stock doesn't go down because you got to think of it. If there's someone fire, yeah, coming up, and they put him against someone who's got a lot of fans and big whatever, the battle's gonna pop anyway. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
regardless of the result. Regardless of the result. Let's say for example, I don't know. I won't choose myself in it, but let's say something like,
I would even say, for example, Wilsey and Scoop.
say again.
I would even say Wilsey and Scoop. I think
Rosie's.
I think Wilsey kind of helped put Scoop on.
Yeah, he did.
So
He did. He did. Because you got to think of it. If Wilsey doesn't say, "I'll give you a battle," then Tox doesn't say, "I'll give you a battle."
yep, and
You get where
then
I'm coming from?
he gets to DNA and etc. And that's what I mean. So now I personally think it's Scoop's turn.
Want to give someone a shot?
Yeah, you're there now. You've crossed over. There's a lot of eyes on. If Scoop battles, there's a lot of eyes on him. Now I think it's Scoop's turn. Someone gave you a shot. Give a shot back. Give a Messi or someone on a come up that is actually good a shot.
I don't think Scoop wants to do that.
I
If I'm
don't
honest.
I don't think he wants to do that, or even a major concerns even. I don't think he wants to do that. However, I think is those kind
He should do that.
yeah, I think it should, because you would put someone else on that kind of bracket to get bigger battles, and then battle rap moves forward. That's just my opinion in
True.
it. And I love Scoop. Shout out to Scoop in it, like. But I think it's his turn to now pass down the torch and bring someone else with him in it. That's just my opinion. We sidetracking a little bit from the Premier Battles.
I think in terms of Scoop though, I more think that Scoop probably wants to do the whole a bigger American opponent kind of challenge. I think that's kind of what he wants. I don't think like Bobby Rex is what a note that he wants to kind of leave us. I feel like he wants a bigger American opponent.
Yeah, but he
What's
can
he
get
get
that. He
before?
deserves that. He deserves that. He can
I
get that.
think that's what his next kind of mission is in terms of anything before giving a shot or anything. I'd love to see Scoop give someone a shot. I'd love to see that. I think
Yeah,
that'd be crazy to see him actually do it because that is, to me, people can say the big battles are the moments that show what level you're on, but it's the battles where you're giving the opportunity to someone else where we can really see where you've got to
yeah.
me.
And if that's Scoop's mission to get a bigger opponent, that's fine. But once you get that, just
Now what?
remember, yeah, because once you get that, then that's it. You've achieved something. But I feel like is your then it will be. I think you should then give back. So if that's the case, then you get wherever you chasing and you need to get. But then after that, don't forget to give back in it. Like that's just my thing. But anyway, we sidetracking. Obviously, Rivers is on Premier Battles, is on Glory. You got Yunnan in it. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Unanimous. Rivers versus Yunnan. So
It was
that,
unanimous in London.
there was a lot of controversy behind that battle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
So we battled.
controversy.
We
Exactly.
battled
You
3 rounds.
battle. Yeah, no matter what, obviously a lot of people voted. Well, people voted Yunnan. I wouldn't even say a lot of people online were saying otherwise, but it is what it is. But Premier Battles is giving you a good opponent. They're giving you Yunnan, so I would say they're kind of looking after you in a sense.
Yeah, but the nature of that loss felt funny to me.
Right.
Because when you walk off the stage feeling like you won, and your opponent comes to you and says, I think you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you.
And
I felt it was pretty clear, but
yeah,
opinions and all that. So
but this is something that this is my theory. Yeah, what happened after the battle is this: I haven't joined the congregation of people outside after the battle. I've gone to a private place to smoke with the man them in it, with Father White and Fiora at the time.
yeah.
So where we've gone off away from the crowd, what's important in battle rap is after the battle, you got to be in with the crowd to kind of gauge the feel of what the battle was like to them or who won or whatever in their eyes. And if I come out there, oh, Rivers, you did so crazy, well, and it becomes solidified, I wasn't there. Unanimous was out there basking in the moment of, everybody seeing him just after the battle. So I feel like that definitely held some type of weight in terms of the decision making because there was no presence of man in amongst the people after the battle. Because you know how it is, after you battle, people don't really get to talk to you till you go outside. And, yo, that battle was crazy, man, rare. But after a battle like what me and Unanimous had, they never got to see me, innit?
Yeah.
I worked around them. So I think that had some bearing on it. It became easier to make the vote against me in that point because we never saw him after the battle. We saw Unanimous and he was just there, innit?
Interacting with people, etc., etc. Yeah. So
But anyway, I didn't like the result.
Right.
Couldn't believe it. When we was in the room doing an interview, they said, yeah, you lost. There was a gasp in the room. It was like, that's a joke then. I don't even know who said that.
Yeah, it might have been Locksmith. It might have been Locksmith.
Possibly was Locksmith.
Yeah.
Possibly was Locksmith. But like, it just gave me that, okay, so this whole league is just rigged towards the Sharks winning then. That's what this is. From day one. That's how I felt.
Right. And then match day 2, you get back in the ring.
Because Frankie.
Right. And is your team still the same back at this point, or
going into match day 2, team started to crumble.
Right.
Tony D was fired as manager.
Right.
Locksmith weren't coming back. Gemini never came. He came to the first one.
Yeah, he left after that, I think.
After that, he was just done with all that shit. A
Was
was
nowhere
on the
to be
card.
seen.
Me and A on the card, and A actually jumped out last minute.
Yeah.
He was meant
So
to be battling Bobby Rex because it was Glory versus Pride.
yeah. You know showed. I remember.
It was just
Right.
me, one in my team. So my team have forfeited that match. We've just lost.
Yeah.
That's it. We've lost already. So now I'm going into something that I can't win in
Yeah.
a team-based thing.
Which, in a way, you shouldn't even battle because now you're just wasting material and well, I guess
No,
it
but
still contributed to the points
but
actually.
I had already been prepping.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
already been writing. I wanted to do it. So when it's coming up now, yeah, cool. But at the same time, they're saying to me, Rivers, like, we still want you to battle Frankie though, to kind of
Right.
help fill the card a little bit, give people their money's worth and whatnot.
And I guess it contributed to your individual points as a battler that then led to
For
you
sure, for
battling for the
sure.
title. So
And that was also something that they mentioned to me. Said, look, you could still possibly be player of the season
right.
or get an All-Star game if you have good performances and that. So, you know, we still want you to do it if you want to do it.
Right.
I
So
said, you know what? For the team, cool. I won't even take this fucked up. I'll just get on with it and battle. But because of the fact that I knew that my team was going to lose whether or not I won. If I win, I lose. Because
yeah.
of that fact there, it was hard to be enthusiastic
Yeah.
within the battle with Frankie Fraser, really and truly. It was hard to keep my enthusiasm. Didn't really put much energy into my performance. I was just literally just getting through it because I already knew like we lose. And they've put Quill in as the manager for that event as well. So Quill's battling Koji in that
Yeah.
event, and Koji will win against him. Even though it was like a friendly or something like this, I don't think it counted towards the points.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how they did it or whatever, but to me, it didn't make sense that Koji was able to claim points from that if it wasn't actually an official match.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense in it, but whatever.
Right. So that
So
was
anyway, I
match
was
day
pissed
2.
off about that.
Did and you said your team didn't turn up as well to back you pretty much.
Nope,
You were just pretty much on your ones.
I was, and
And you held
I've
your
gone to
own though.
Manchester one up.
And you held your own. You got 3 points there.
Came out with the W.
Yeah, well, wouldn't even be 3 points because it wasn't your team had already lost. But yeah, you came up with a W in it. So yeah,
W. So it was alright. I came home, yeah, but at the same time, I knew my team was a shambles.
yeah. So match day 3, your team's pretty much all different now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling
But
going up to match day 3? Did you battle match day 3? You did. You pretty much battled the whole year.
I think after Frankie Fraser battle, yeah, I think I did the island thing.
Okay, right. Which is still Premier Battles kind of looking after you.
Yeah, of course. And I think, again, you get unanimous. That's beautiful. Then, like, you feel like you don't win the battle. It's a robbery kind of thing. That's kind of fucked. Then your team jumps out on you against Frankie Fraser. That's fucked.
Right.
Then you get the island battle. We're back on board. So even though these things have happened before and they've still pissed me off, and that island thing makes me say, all right, cool, let me try and smash this opportunity here, innit?
Yeah.
That's nothing I can do in terms of the team. It is what it is, but let me try and just get this shit dealt with, innit?
Right.
So boom, I'll go up. I'll go to Ireland. Have a great time. Do the thing. Enjoy myself. I meet Ty the Poet for the first time. I saw his first I think it might have been his debut battle. Can't remember.
Right.
But I said to him, yo, you got something, bro. Something of that effect.
Yeah. And
Long before
you battled Baylor.
Something it. Huh?
You battled Baylor on that card, right?
Yeah.
Right, right.
About Baylor. I mean, the fans weren't too receptive to me at first, but I had a few reference points that kind of got them on board.
Nah, I think that battle was fire. I think your content was fire. I could even hear Raptor at the back saying the crowd's sleeping on you, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the content was fire.
Sometimes, like someone said this to me, said, "Fam, sometimes it's not that they're sleeping. Sometimes they're listening.
Yeah,
Because you don't want to chill actually listening to something.
right.
Why would you want?"
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
Island, have a good time. Come on. Next thing I got to do is Joker Star.
Right. And is that match day 3, match day 4?
That possibly is match day 3.
Right. Is it match day 3? Because Glory, actually, it
No,
might
it's
not
match
even
day
be.
4. It's match day
Yeah,
4.
because.
I started match day 2, innit?
Yeah.
So that's really what it is. We got it twisted. I started on match day 2.
Right.
And then Frankie was match day 3. Joker Star match day 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And now you got Quill as a manager.
Me, Quill, and Lou Cypher.
Right.
Yeah?
Lucifer battled on that event as well.
He battled against Rhythm.
Right.
So Lou Cypher's on the squad. Me. I think Pedro was on the squad as well. Pedro and Lou Cypher.
Yeah.
And we won.
Yeah.
I had Joker Star. Lou Cypher beat Rhythm.
Right.
And it was cool. Quill was rolling. Good squad.
So at this point, you feel like you got the ball rolling again and everything is all good again.
So, okay, cool. We've come through the storm.
Right.
Ball's rolling. Yeah, again.